thinking, I was like, what can I film about? And then it hit me when I was catfished in my first year of high school. So that's what this whole video is going to be about, and I am going to be posting regular videos. I am pre-filming today. I'm filming like 5 or 6 videos. Get excited. Melissa's back. So let's get into the crazy story time video, shall we? Alright, so this story is about when I was catfished. So in my first year of high school. So I don't know how to word this, but I was a little bit of a late bloomer, I guess, especially with boys. Like, everyone had like their first boyfriend in intermediate school, and I'd never had a boyfriend until this happened. And I moved to my high school. I was 12. I made a new friend. She was in my form class, and I'd never met her before. She was a new friend that I made the year that I started, and I'm not going to say her name. Let's call her Tiffany. And Tiffany she was in my class, and I'm a really friendly person, and me and her just kind of clicked. Like, we just got on really well, and we became like the best of friends, basically. And on gala day, basically an athletics day, and so me and Tiffany were walking around the school on gala day, and we were talking, and I told her that I'd never had a boyfriend before because she was my best friend, and I felt I could open up to her because I was really embarrassed about it at the time. I was like, you know, everyone else has had a boyfriend except me. She was like, oh, like, that's fine, don't worry, we'll find you a boyfriend. We'll call the boy Joseph. Tiffany was like, let me show you Joseph's Facebook. So she goes on the computer, and he had 4 pictures. He had the shirtless photo that was his profile picture. He had like a couple other ones of like him with like friends, and like there were no good shots of his face. They were all from like far away. So hot, by the way. The guy in the photos was so gorgeous. That night, I had a message on Facebook from Joseph saying like, hey, beautiful, like, you know, whatever. I wish I had the messages, but I don't anymore because the Facebook account has since been deactivated. But like, he sent me messages like, hey, beautiful, like, you're so pretty, like, I'd love to get to know you, like, blah blah blah. And because he was so hot and I'd never had a boyfriend, I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, like, I love you, like, let's get married, like, let's have babies, like, you know. And then the next day, I see Tiffany at school. I go to class with her, and she pulls out this letter in her bag. She had this letter from Joseph in her bag, and she gives it to me, and she's like, Joseph wrote you this letter. I keep almost saying their actual names. Joseph wrote you this letter. So I read the letter, and it's like, you're so beautiful, like, do you want to be my girlfriend, like, oh my god, we can, like, you know, we can be so happy, and like, just really, 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 like, sweet things, like, super sweet things. And me being so, like, naive, I was like, oh my god, yes, like, let's go on a relationship, like, yes. So I wrote a letter back. So she takes it home, and the next day, we like continuously, like, me and Joseph continuously were like writing letters to one another, like, for like a good, this catfish lasted for about a year. I'm not even joking. And I was so happy, like, I had a boyfriend, blah blah. And this psychotic girl who I'm since no longer friends with, since I found out about this, I completely cut the girl off, because obviously I'm not going to be friends with someone who would do that. So in the computers in the library, I like set up like a round table, so computer here, computer here, computer here, like, etc. And I was sitting like here, and she was sitting here, so we couldn't see each other's computer screens. And this woman, this psychotic woman, was on her computer, logged in on Joseph's Facebook profile and messaging me. Like, really? Like, really? Like, really? You're my best friend, and you think, oh, I'm gonna make a fake profile and I'm gonna catfish you because you don't have a boyfriend and that's sad and pathetic. Whatever. I did not know this because I was so, like, I'm such a trusting person that I didn't want to believe that she would do this to me. Because I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but every time he Facebooked me, she was around. Like, she would be in the area, or she would also be talking to me, or, like, I don't know, but she would always be around. And I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't. Anyway, So we were sitting on the computer, I was messaging Joseph, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cute, like, oh my god, we're so cute, and he was like, I love you, like, I love you so much, and this is such a good relationship we have, like, making me feel good, making me feel like I found my bae, like, I found my honey boo. And I go over to her computer just to see what she's doing, and she is logged in on this guy's Facebook. And I'm like, excuse me, like, you guys are gonna think that I'm such a dumbass when I tell you this story, and I was a dumbass, but I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you on his Facebook? And she goes, I am only on his, he's also on his Facebook. He is the one messaging you. I'm just on his Facebook messaging this other girl who really likes him as him. So, and in my head I was like, oh, that's fine. Stupid. How stupid am I to like think, oh my god, I caught her red-handed, and I believed her when she said that she wasn't the one messaging me. Like, it was 100% Joseph messaging me, and she was just messaging this other girl. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I was like so confused. I was like, so that was the end of that. That was the first incident. She calls me, right, and she's like, hi Melissa, Joseph really wants to talk to you, so I'm gonna put Joseph on the phone. And I'm like, okay, like, that sounds awesome, like, I get to actually hear him, like, it proves that he's real, whatever. I hear a guy say to me, like, hey beautiful, like, I can't wait to see you, like, you should come over, like, it's your birthday next week, baby girl, like, all of that stuff. And I was like, oh my god, like, I love you so much, like, oh my god, like, yeah, I want to see you. And Tiffany lived really, really close to school, so we would often, like, walk to her, I would walk her home after school because she lived so close. And there was a guy, the most, like, disgusting, like, scum of the earth looking guy, like hood over his face, he had a cigarette, like, smoking, like, oh yeah, get all the pussy, like, you know, like, that kind of asshole. And he walked past us, and he looked at me, like, you know, like when you see someone on the street and you happen to catch eye contact and you smile, it was like that kind of thing. And then he walked away. And Tiffany says to me, she goes, oh, that was Joseph, he was just too scared to talk to you. And I was like, what? Like, what? Like, I believed her. I was like, this is just some random scum from the street. This is not a person that I've been talking to, who has been writing me letters, who has been like, oh my god, it just drives me insane that I was this naive, and it scares me that I was this naive to trust someone like that. Anyway, so she's like, go up and talk to him, go up and talk to him. Thank God, thank the Jesus Christ himself that I did not go and talk to this guy, because in my head I was like thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna go talk to him. Imagine if I did, I could have died, he could have been a murderer, I don't know, he dressed like one, like, it could have been a disaster. I was 12, like, oh my god. I didn't, because I was too nervous, so I was 12. So I just went home. And another incident, I was walking to her house, and she was like, he's in the window, like, he's in the window looking at you. So I look in the window, and there's no one there. She's like, oh, every time you look, he goes behind the curtain. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he's not, there's no one there. Like, there was another incident where after school she had to walk to like this little, like, shopping centre that was maybe like 10-20 minutes away from the school. She had to walk there, and she's like, oh, Joseph's at the bus stop, like, he's at the bus stop waiting for you, like, if you come with me, you get, like, you'll get to give him, like, kisses and all of this. And I was like, oh, okay, like, and then I walked with her for a while, and then it got to, like, a really, like, there was, like, a really weird alleyway, and I didn't know my way around, so I was like, I don't think I'm gonna come, like, because I could get lost, and I'm like, I don't want to be alone in this alleyway, like, when I walk home and all this stuff. And she's like, oh, like, it'll be fine, like, just come, like, oh my god, you get to see him, and, like, trying to make me feel bad for, like, not coming. Like, he's waiting at the bus stop for you, like, Joseph is waiting at the bus stop, like, you need to come, like, all of this. And I was just like, no, like, I'm scared, like, I'm not gonna go, like, what if I get stabbed on the way home? And she's like, whatever. And then she gets really mad at me, and then this is when it gets, like, juicy. This is towards the end. I'm kind of like, because we had to keep it a secret, like, me and Joseph had to keep our relationship a secret, because one of my best friends, she was friends with Joseph on Facebook, and she had a crush on Joseph because Joseph was so hot, and like they would post on each other's wall and stuff like that. And me and this girl weren't really friends at the time, so if she found out about me and Joseph, she'd be really pissed off. So I was kind of like, you know, I'm kind of sick of this. Like, I've never met him. I've been in a relationship with him for like 8 months, like, and I've never met him. Like, I feel like I need to end this. And she goes, no, like, he loves you, like, he loves you so much, like, you can't end it. And I was like, I don't know. So I kind of stopped writing him letters, and I stopped messaging him on Facebook and all of this, until one night I get a message on Facebook from Joseph, who I hadn't spoken to in like 2 months. Get a message from Joseph saying he's in hospital and that he has cancer. Joseph was in hospital and he had cancer. And I was like, what am I meant to do? Like, what do you want? Like I love you. Like, you know, like, I was so devastated when I literally cried. And then I was at the library on Facebook at the time when I received this news. And then just coinky dink that Tiffany was walking. She rang me right, like, literally minutes after Joseph was like, oh, I have cancer in the hospital. Tiffany rings me and she's like, I'm on my way to the library. Will you meet me? I need to talk to you. So I met her outside the library and she's like, Joseph has cancer. He's in hospital. Like, we don't know when he's going to get out. Like, you should come see him. Like, all of this. And I'm like, I was like, what is happening? Like, I was so confused. And she was like, when he gets out of hospital, when he's cancer free, he wants to have a party for your birthday at his house. And that, like, I was like literally 12, and there was so many incidents with Tiffany after this all blew over as well. Like, all these things that she did to me. Like, she stole my school skirt, which was like $100, and refused to give it back to me. Like, all of this other stuff went down. But during all of this, I was worried about Joseph because I thought Joseph was a real person, and I was like, oh my god, like, yeah, like, I totally, like, want you. I want to go see him. I want to make sure he's okay. He gets out of hospital and he's cancer free. I was just like, I'm over it. And this guy that I'd actually had a crush on for a long time started messaging me, and me and him started, like, you know, like, he ended up being like a total player at the end. But that's actually another catfish story, which I can do another video about if you guys like. But he ended up being like, I ended up misinterpreting the situation and trusting someone else, and then I had another catfish situation. But I ended up breaking up with Joseph over Facebook because this guy was showing interest, and I was so excited. I was like, I finally get to be with someone who I get to meet. So I bluntly just messaged Joseph. I was like, it's over, like, I'm sorry, like, I've met someone else, like, all of this, like, so cold. And then Tiffany rings me and she's like, oh my god, like, what are you doing? Like, he's in such a wreck. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's cutting himself. He's like threatening to kill himself and all this crazy stuff. She's like, can you just at least, like, talk to him, like, talk him out of it, like, text him, like, listen to him. And I'm like, no, like, you're psychotic, like, leave me alone. And then I eventually cut her off, and then she left her Facebook logged in on my phone, and I soon found out that she was actually the instigator, and she was the one running the Joseph profile. I was catfished by my best friend at the time, and I thought I was in love with someone that I was in love with my best friend, basically. I was devastated when I found out. I was like, I burnt all the letters. I had like a box, literally a box full of letters from Joseph, who, I was about to say her name, who Tiffany actually wrote all of those letters. And to this day, I am disgusted that people like that exist, and I cannot even fathom why someone would do that to it, like, your best friend. Like, what the hell? And since that day, I still, like, am friends with her on Facebook and follow her on Instagram and stuff, and her life doesn't look to be the happiest, and I'm glad I got out while I did, and I'm no longer friends with her. But yeah, so that was the story of when I got catfished by my best friend. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up and a comment if you did. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, hope you guys are excited for the fact there's going to be a whole heap of new videos out soon. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching the video.